All right, guess who's back? Now, I know a lot of people have been wondering, how come I'm not shooting as many videos lately, and where the hell Robert is? But one, obviously, writing the book takes a lot of time, a lot of effort.
He doesn't need me for that. So.
And then two, you know, obviously I'm training for the zombie run that's coming up soon. I'm carving up. It's a carb run. You need carbs to run.
Someone's got to be, you know, dead meat.
All right, just so you know, first of all, just so you know, Robert's bitter because in Tucson, I out-jumped his ass. Not only am I 10 years older and he's like 40 pounds lighter.
Just 40?
All right, and he's a couple inches taller. Oh, 1 second. All right, so enough wasting time. Bitter man Robert here. All right, let's look into something different here. Let's talk about the subject of the role of sticky hands. Okay, what exactly are you trying to develop when you do sticky hands? And this video is more of like, I never looked at it that way. And I want it basically a video to make you think a little bit. Okay, so obviously you hear everybody, oh, you got to develop sticky hands. You want to develop that feeling. You want to develop that reaction. You want to know how to basically move when someone actually doesn't attack you. And that's why you practice sticky hands. So the one thing I want us to go over is, okay, so we're in sticky hands. We'll start from this side here so it's better for you to see. Let's say we're rolling and all of a sudden Robert punches. Okay, and then you see the basic reaction. All of a sudden, he punches, he initiates the move, and you're learning how to react to it. You're trying to feel for him. You're trying to feel for that motion and so forth. So you're here, he does a motion, and then he punches, and I react to it, all right? If you are developing sticky hands in that manner, and I think if you look around, that's what everyone's doing. You're trying to develop that. In my opinion, you're developing it completely wrong. What do you want me to say? How should I phrase it?
I don't know. You got away with words.
No, I got like a 5th grade vocabulary. Why is that? Because think about it, reaction. If I try to react, you're trying to learn how to react and feel off that. You're always a step behind. All right, you're always a step behind. In other words, if he's punching here and then all the time I'm trying to train to react off a certain motion, that's why when you roll and try to look back and how you do your motions as far as blocking and attacking, it's always a step behind. Because think of it this way. If I'm learning how to react off this motion and he punches off here, I'm reacting to that. In other words, he initiates first and I'm reacting to that point. So by the time I react, and he's already a step ahead of me, and then I come to block him. But if I end up blocking him here, and then now I want to attack him, I'm already 1 step behind of that point because I'm coming after the fact. Okay, I'm trying to react. The real goal that you want to develop in sticky hands is to have the ability to make people stick to you. Right? You got that? Make them stick to you. Because if you're trying to learn how to feel for people and react, you'll always be late. So what is the process? So I want you to look from here from a single stick aspect. If I know how to make him stick, okay, the concept is this. If he punches, I'm trying to move and react to that point. But making people stick to you is a different process. Making people stick to you is, if I take the potato, right? I take a potato, and then I have the knife. The knife isn't just touching, all right? A lot of times you see people, they do sticky hands, they're touching. I'm touching here, and then I react off that point. But instead, I have the potato, and then I have the knife. The knife just doesn't touch, it actually cuts in to the potato. So in this case, when the knife wants to move any direction, it has to move the potato. It's not the knife moves and then the potato ends up reacting off that point. The knife is cut into the potato, and in order for it to move, it's got to move you. So in this sense, when we're doing, we'll just do single. When we're doing the punch, if you know how to hold the technique properly, if you know how to make him stick, as soon as, move slowly here, as soon as he moves, he has to make my hand move because I forced him to stick to the point. That's the difference, okay? If you can see this again. He punches, this is me. See, by the time he's moving my hand. And here's the difference. If he punches, this is me moving myself. All right? Try to think of that concept first. I do not want to react off that point. I don't want to be here, and then he punches, and then all of a sudden, as much as I train, I react off that point. Instead, as soon as he moves even a little amount, he's forcing my hand to move, not me moving my hand. All right? And why is that an important technique? Because, one, then you beat the game of being delayed in motion. In other words, he moves, he forces you to move. It's not he moves, there's a split-second gap, and then you react. All right? So, I guess you're wondering, how do you make people stick to you? That'll be in part 2. But for now, I want you to think about that concept. All right? Do not learn how to react off people. Otherwise, you're just using techniques. Any fool can use a technique. But to have the skill to make people stick to you, that's what you're trying to develop. Think about that, and part 2 will come up soon.